Another place that I find fascinating is the Brumder Mansion in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It has so much history. It's filled with antiques. It's a gorgeous building, 3-story building. It's a bed and breakfast. You can rent out some of the rooms there. It's beautiful. We did have a lot of activity happen there at one time or another. And some of the stories that had happened to me personally happened in the theater, which is downstairs in the basement. One of the funniest stories that I can remember is there's a bathroom downstairs in the theater, and we had just taken all of our equipment and brought it down because we were going to headquarter all of the investigation right from the theater. So we're down there. We had decided to set up headquarters down here in the theater area, and so that we could run all of the equipment from here to do the investigation for the entire house. We had just brought down all the equipment, and I just really had to use the facilities. So of course, there's a bathroom right here, and I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to use the facilities. So of course, I walk in here, use the facilities, wash my hands, and at that point, I decided to leave, so I was going to shut the door, and just as I shut the door, we heard bam, and I'm like, what was that? So I, of course, opened that door back up, and a can of air freshener that was on the back of the toilet was standing straight up in the middle of the floor, and I thought, that's really odd. I'm going to try to recreate that because that's what we do. So I went back in, put the can of air freshener back on the top of the toilet, began to use the facilities, flush the toilet, wash my hands, came back out and shut the door, nothing happened. So I thought, it must have been a fluke or, just a one-time thing. So we're going on doing our business, doing an investigation of the entire place, and a couple hours later, found myself back down here again, and one of my teammates was with me, and I says, wow, I probably should use the facilities again. And he goes, I got to go too, so I'll just kind of stand here and wait with you. So I went back in, used the facilities, washed my hands, same as normal, came back out, and I had the door only about this far shut before we both heard a bam again. And I'm like, what? And I turned it, and there's the can of air freshener on the floor, same place as it was before. And so my teammate, he looks at me and he goes, Jen, that ghost has to be telling you something, baby. So it was actually a very cute story, but it was very weird and it's strange. And we tried to recreate it, and you couldn't do it. So if you ever get the opportunity to go to Brumder, definitely go downstairs, check out the bathroom. Also, there's like an area that's not really well known to the public downstairs that goes into the area where the plumbing is and the electrical systems and stuff like that, not where most people would go. But we did capture an EVP back there that was really interesting to us because it was very, very clear and very vivid, and we were able to identify all of the words for it. The group has come to a consensus on 2 different wordings for the EVP that we were able to capture. One of them was, have you seen Grandma's wedding ring? And the other one was, have you seen Grandma's rosary? So we're not quite sure that we have the have you seen Grandma's, but we're not sure if it's wedding ring or rosary because the phonetics are just very similar. So, but it's fascinating all the same. A lot of times you will hear something, you'll be able to pick out certain words, but maybe not the whole sentence or know exactly what it's saying. But there's a process called priming. And if you are to tell somebody what you think it says and then let them listen to it again, they're going to pick it up just like that, and they will hear exactly what you tell them to hear. That's called priming, and we don't like to do that because we want people to be able to hear it for themselves and identify what they think it says rather than us telling them.